Chill. Yeah.
This is
M16.
unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got a foot up in the damn door, and now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on a rash report, or catch me going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers, all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard. Weazel.
And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Weazel News. My name is Sky Davis. This is Dick Dastardly, and we hope you are having a great week. We have a lot to talk about this evening, and we can't wait to enjoy this news session with you all. Dick, how are you this week?
I'm doing wonderful, Sky. First of all, I want to say happy October to everybody. Guess what? We are officially in fall here in Los Santos.
Absolutely.
And it's sure been feeling like it. I took a tour around the city on the way here to the studio,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody has started decorating in the city. It is Halloween
Wow.
decorations.
That is, I mean, I love Halloween, so it is definitely something that I am super excited about.
As am I. Pretty soon, it'll be time to start getting those candies, the booby chews,
Mm-hmm.
and the chocolate vittles, and all the
Yep.
little scavenger hunts going on in the city.
Absolutely. Definitely exciting. Maybe some unmentionables too. I know that they definitely some people put the trick in trick or treat. So gotta watch out for some of the objects you get. But overall, they're all pretty amazing.
That is right, Mrs. Sky.
Absolutely. Speaking of amazing, we had some great coverage during the week of that big storm that came into San Andreas, and Dick and I had a wonderful time presenting that for you, and we're glad we were able to capture that footage for you.
Yes, ma'am. We had a great time. Luckily, we caught some crazy scenes on camera. I couldn't believe. Well, the first crazy scene was that semi truck just falling off the
Mm-hmm.
bridge above us. Luckily, it didn't fall on us and injure us.
Absolutely. I mean, that was feet away from us. Could have definitely ended in something much worse. And I'm glad that gentleman was okay. I believe he said his name was Dusty. Is it Dusty? Something like that. But
Dusty or Dustin, yeah.
I'm glad that he's doing okay.
Yeah, I'm glad he was able to get down there and save him. I would have jumped down there, but I had that multi-$1,000 camera. I just didn't want
Yeah,
to leave it laying around
I
out there.
I mean that was a crazy experience, especially when the ladder broke and I got kind of swept away there, but luckily I was able to grab up and get up on shore again.
Yeah, I'm glad you was able to do that because I don't think we could have got a Coast Guard copter up in the air to get you if you got swept out to sea there,
I
Miss Scott.
know, I know it definitely took the LEO and Coast Guard a lot of time to catch up. But as far as I know, and as we saw last evening, we were in the Harmony area because cleanups are still happening without or throughout Los Santos. But things are getting picked up. People are removing their boats that are within the land, an area like that. So,
Yes, because there's even a few jet skis out there, I believe, belong to the Coast Guard or the sheriff's office. So I'm pretty sure that's going to cost the city insurance a little bit of money for any
yeah.
damage done to those.
Oh, absolutely. I can only imagine. Can
Definitely, but
only imagine. Yeah,
I hope the
definitely
city
a
got
lot
some
of
better insurance out there.
absolutely. Speaking of last night, quite a lot of lot. It was definitely a busy night. I know this week's been a busy night, or excuse me. Same difference. We missed last week, so I'm a little out of shape here. Um, but we got quite a lot to talk about. Putting together last week and this week. Um, er, yeah,
Yeah, where do we start off here? There's so much to cover.
I know. We had the wonderful news, obviously. And then before we left off, I believe we were out in the Paludo area, where Sergeant O'Connor, or excuse me, Lieutenant O'Connor, um. He's been like a lieutenant for like a year, and I still can't wrap my head around it. Um, but Lieutenant O'Connor was out with Mr. Buddha Rocks, I believe, that evening, or it might actually have been
I believe it was Captain
Rocket,
Holt.
yeah,
No,
Rocket
Captain
City
Holt. It was
Gamers.
Rocket
Excuse
City
me,
Gamers with the fire
excuse
departments.
me. Yes, yes, definitely was. Thank you for that correction. But yes, it was Phil McGroin and I'm like all over the place tonight. Lieutenant O'Connor out there out in Polito, and I believe that they responded to a possible kidnapping. Um, there was a big fire out on the roadway that evening out near Postal 328. It was out in a culvert, and
Hmm.
I was actually on that scene, and from what the state police told me, there were possible human remains found in that area, and they were going to be taken to the coroner's office for processing.
Yeah, I got some more information on that.
Mhm.
I don't think they released it to you, but
Yeah.
I kind of talked to a confidential informant within the office of the Highway
Mhm.
Patrol,
Yeah.
and they said it was wearing the badging of the Lost Biker Gang.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
yeah, not sure about that, but allegedly they was possibly wearing articles of clothing from the Lost.
Interesting. Hmm.
Most definitely. I believe the previous week they had actually, well, I was actually on scene for that. The previous week they have found a motorcycle abandoned in the lake up in the Mirror Park area, and it came back registered to the Lost Motorcycle Club.
Hmm. Interesting.
Very. There was lots of blood, drag marks, and skid marks, and there was two deceased eyewitnesses on scene. Well, they believe they may have been eyewitnesses, but they were
Mhm.
deceased when Fire and Leo arrived on scene.
Wow. Wow. I mean, we've seen, a lot of upscale, if we shall say, upscale crimes committed recently, and it's definitely something to be on high alert about. Because I know that we definitely had quite the dealing of high level crime lately.
Yes, very high. And then last night, do you know the Reapers Clubhouse was shot up?
I did hear about that. I did hear about that. I was unable to get on scene for that, but I was covering another scene. But did you get any information on that?
Well, law enforcement is wondering if the two crimes from the alleged uh burnt body in the culvert, the
That
abandoned motorcycle, and the clubhouse being shot up for reapers could be connected somehow. And they're wondering if it's cross connected between the reapers and lost, or if it's maybe a third
it
party.
could, it might, I mean, I don't want to say anything, but it could be a third party if, both are being, tagged on, but that is, a job for the law enforcement, but, and I don't want to make assumptions, but,
Right, that's right.
definitely something to be on, alert about.
Yeah, they want to put out what's an advisement that if
Mhm,
anybody sees anything suspicious against our citizens of our state,
mhm,
be sure to record all the information you can, tag numbers, vehicle descriptions, if you can, the description of the person or persons,
mhm.
and call law enforcement as quickly as possible because they do not want this to turn into an all-out brawl or war within the city between biker gang.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, wrong word, not biker gangs or motorcycle clubs, and what could potentially be
Yeah.
a third or fourth party even.
Absolutely. Definitely something to be aware of. Um, and speaking of looking on out in the Harmony area last night, near the motel, in Harmony, there was a big scene out there, and then I believe, I don't know, I'm not sure, whether it was connected or not. I know Trooper Sharp and, uh, Keith, of the Los Santos was actually, or excuse me, the sheriff, Deputy Slicksack, was out there, um, and they recovered some blood, and I don't want to get too graphic, but blood was in the hotel room. Things were, seen, were there, and they did get a description and a bolo put out, and I did hear from Trooper Sharp that they are looking for a black Honda Civic who may or may not have left the area with a license plate named Beefcake, which
Uh
is
oh.
quite the license plate, and I believe that they do have a suspect in of interest, but he is still at large. Last seen wearing a green bandana. So if you do see anyone in a black Civic with the license plate Beefcake wearing a green bandana or something of that nature, definitely call your local law enforcement immediately so they can get law enforcement out there.
From the sounds of it, law enforcement was going to be running around like a chicken with their heads cut off, trying to chase down all these leads to
Uh,
all these deaths and murders and high
really,
visibility crimes.
it's been, I mean, dare I say, war zone, and it has been quite the war zone out there lately in terms of high level crimes, as we said. So definitely, it's not the time, and unfortunately, things are happening in the county too. So it is a you know um county, city, statewide um, emergency, if you will, to not leave your home unaccompanied. Make sure that let somebody know where you are going. If you are going out alone, let them know where you're leaving from and where you're meant to be and what time you might be there, just so someone is aware of your whereabouts in case anything is to happen.
Oh yes, make sure you lock your doors, keep your valuables out of sight.
Yeah.
If you're licensed to carry, I would recommend possibly carrying your
Mhm.
firearm. Just in case, even if it
Yeah.
doesn't happen to you, you may be able to help your fellow citizen in their time of need.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you, I went hiking on Mount Kilian earlier today. I went out to the county, and I realized like halfway, like about half a mile in, that I had left my keys in my car, so I had to run back, grab my keys and lock the car to make sure that it didn't get, stolen or anything like that. So definitely, be more aware than I was this morning.
Very aware. You lucky there, Sky. You lucky you
I
didn't have
am.
a
I
police
am.
report instead of a car to fill out.
I am. I am. I know. Very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. Have you listened to any music lately?
Just I still been listening to NFX,
Mm-hmm.
Roy Knox, Tim. I mean, I don't want to murder his name. Tim Behreen, Behreen.
All right.
Some kind of it's a lot of non-copyrighted music over on the boob tube,
Nice.
and it's a real good upbeat sounds to that music.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm also absolutely been listening to Netflix still, and I've also been. I feel like I'm gonna say this name wrong as well. It's gonna be Leandro Martins. He's also over on the BoomTube, and he does guitar covers, but they're electric guitar covers, and they are very well done. He's got some old songs on there, got some new pop songs on there. So if you like the electric guitar and like those kinds of music, definitely go check him out over on BoomTube. But of course, you can always refer back to San Andreas Radio, Your Park Radio, all those good the rock channel, all the good vibe energy. I wanted to say a different word, but that works. Um,
Oh yeah, all the uplifting news and music.
yes, yes, yeah. Absolutely. The weather, as we saw, we had the big storm, happen earlier in the week. But coming up, luckily the weather looks to be like it's going to be a good week. Maybe a few showers here and there, but overall, we should see some clear skies, which will allow the city to continue to heal. And again, other places were affected. So on a more serious note, we are still praying for those who were truly affected by the storms and, are still trying to pick up the pieces. And we give our greatest sympathy to them.
Yes, we do. What was it, Hurricane Ian?
Yes. Yeah. Definitely gonna give our sympathy and condolences to them. Um, and everything that's happening out in that region of the world. Let's see. Do we have a person of the week that we want to recommend, Dick Dastardly?
Oh, most definitely. I want to recommend person of the week is you, Sky. I mean, you jumped
Oh,
right in that water and helped get that trucker out of the water. That was just beyond the normal Call of Duty as a newscaster. So I would like to recommend Sky as a person of the week from my point of view.
thank you very much. I truly do appreciate that, Dick. And of course, it's definitely not a, newscaster's, you know, responsibility. But of course, in that storm, I'm glad that we were able to cover and help that gentleman out. And I mean, it wasn't anything special. I feel like, it was just instinct and, we were the only people around to help, so you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles, we help. I mean, there's some crazy people, but at the end of the day, we all help each other out.
Especially since that security guard, he was more worried about trucks coming in and out of the port than he was about the truck that fell from the sky. So I'm glad you was able to
And
do that and
I
step
know,
up and get it done.
can you see? And right after that happened, he lit his cigarette back up, and he was like, "All right." I'm like,
Good.
I'm like, there are 75-mile-an-hour winds. How are you lighting a cigarette at the moment?
He must have had one of those good old windproof lighters, is what it was.
Maybe an e-cigarette.
Well, yeah, maybe an old e-cigarette. Maybe he was just acting like he was lighting it up.
Yeah, which I never understood those, because sometimes you walk by somebody who looks like a big, tough person, and then you walk by them and they smell like a strawberry muffin.
Strawberry muffin or a good old grape cheesecake or something.
Yeah, you walk by, some really, brawny men, and then they smell like a bakery.
Oh yes, you think you just walk up in a donut shop and you look around the corner and there's some big old hairy guys there, like whoa. Oh yeah.
I know. It's like, okay, you're not grandma with a cookie basket.
Where's banana nut bread at?
Absolutely. Um, Thank you again, Dick. I do appreciate that. And I'd also like to recognize our coroners have been doing a lot lately with the high crime in the area. So I'd like to recognize them. I know Mr. Davidson hasn't, or Mr. Danielson, excuse me, hasn't been on to get on very much, but Clint Burns has been our resident coroner as of late. And he has been doing a great job with the high demand of casualties we have had in recent times. You know, when crime level wasn't as high, we'd have one, two per week. But now sometimes we are seeing one or two per day. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very scary at times. But we thank you for him being on top of everything and being able to clean up the city and make sure that the families can commemorate their losses in a well manner.
Yes, I have to agree with you. And I also want to give us just special thanks to all the dispatchers lately because it seems like it's been a very busy
Yeah,
atmosphere in the dispatch rooms.
it really has. I would like to add on to that. I am not sure what our top, amount of calls has been. But I do know that one evening of last week, I do believe it was on
Tuesday, I
Tuesday
believe,
last week, we had 17 or 18 calls in a 2 hour period.
and that is a lot of calls
That
for
is
just
a
one person
lot.
to take a dispatch.
Yes, yes, it was. But luckily they were able to, keep their cool, keep things rolling. That's definitely what notes and writing down is for. I'm pretty sure she had to buy a new case of pens that night, but luckily some things are, notarized on the computer nowadays.
I can't imagine what it's like. We have a rough time here. There's a news desk trying to keep up with the stories coming
Yes.
into our earpieces. I can't imagine what it's like having 911 calls coming in all the time.
Absolutely. I do have to agree with you there on multiple levels. Most definitely. Trying to think what else we need to cover this week. Recognizing businesses. Do we have anyone that we'd like to recognize this week?
I know the Bahama Mama is up under new
Mm-hmm.
ownership out there in the city. Miss Megan has bought the Bahama Mama, and she has jobs posted for citizens of the city and state to complete pickup deliveries and such.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Congratulations to Megan, and being the new owner of Bahama Mamas. You will do fantastic, and we can't wait to come in there and celebrate and be a part of that awesome place with you.
And if I'm not wrong, I believe the parts store down in the city of Los Santos on the east side may also have some jobs posted up too for some citizens who will need to make a little bit extra cash to fill their pocket to buy those booby chews and other Halloween candies to give out to the kids this year.
Absolutely, and we do look forward to that. And there's also, I believe, a little bit of a trunk or treat, if you will, going around the city right now. Some businesses outside have some flyers and some like figurine type deals, and if you find 100 of those flyer figurines throughout the city posted on businesses, as you're walking throughout your day. If you can collect a good amount of those, you can actually take it. I believe the fire department is leading that one. So you can take it to any of your local fire departments. They will, count them up and let you have your prize if you have the most in the city.
That's right. 'Cause I think last year it was the sheriff's department, no, I'm sorry, it was the city police was actually leading up. So this year, I believe the fire department is leading up. This
Yep.
year's trunk or treat slash scavenger hunt we got going on in the city.
Absolutely, and we look forward to seeing who takes the cake on that one, or who takes the booby cues on that
The
one.
booby chews, yeah. I heard the booby chews are kind of chewy though. So if you got some braces, they might get stuck in your teeth.
I mean, you could always use some of the lubricant to get it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure you don't want to swallow that though, Sky. It might have a funny
Yeah,
aftertaste.
yeah. Definitely might. It definitely might. I have for you. I got some chocolate-covered peanuts and stuff that I'm gonna pass out. Of course, peanut allergies, so I have some like gummies and stuff too.
Oh
But
yes.
got some stuff outside my house. Stacking up or stocking up, stacking, stocking, doing it all.
Close enough. We just call it close enough. It's just one little letter.
Absolutely. Let's see. Do we have anything else we'd like to cover? I know it's been like such a chaotic week, and we don't want to miss anything. Um, but I mean, like I said, there's been a lot of call volume. There's been a lot of high crime in the area. We had an NVA that was in Harmony last night. Two NVAs actually. We had a truck driver lose their brakes and crash into a tree. But luckily, the state police and the tow Mosley's was able to get that out of there. And the person went to the hospital but is recovering.
I believe there was also a plane crash in Harmony last night trying to make an emergency landing at Sandy Shores Airport.
Yes, that was absolutely actually insane. I know it happened almost right across from the motel there. So thank God it happened in a field and not directly on top of the building.
Yeah, that could have been terrible there.
Yeah, and I did hear that the pilot was in critical condition and they did not believe he was gonna make it. So condolences to his family and everyone who knew him.
I surely hate to hear that.
hmm Yeah, very sad time. I know it took aviation about 4 or 5 hours to be able to get the plane fully out of the embankment there.
Mm.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's right. I guess it just goes along with the month we're in now. We know we're in October, so you never know what's going to happen here in the city.
Absolutely. I mean, somebody might come around the corner try to scare you. We got some pumpkins coming out. Boo! Did I scare anybody?
Nah, I don't
Did,
think
did,
so.
did
No jump scare, not
all
tonight,
right.
Sky.
Hey, maybe you never know. Somebody sitting at home, kind of just almost, you never know.
You never know.
You never know. We might have to start doing that on broadcast every now and again throughout October. Just yelling boo and seeing what happens.
Maybe I may have to wear a costume in here, middle of the month, just to help celebrate Halloween.
I'm all for that, and I would love to do that with you and um rest of the viewers. I know we will be streaming the night before Halloween, Halloween Eve, if you will, um,
Hmm.
which we can look forward to that. So maybe that evening we'll dress up in some fancy costumes and see what we can get into.
Maybe we can. Maybe we can. Absolutely, most definitely. So,
Yes.
oh, that's right, because our newscast actually falls on
Yeah.
Halloween this year.
Hallow. Do we? I thought it was Halloween Eve.
No, our newscast actually falls on Halloween, the
Oh.
31st. I'm sorry, it does fall on Halloween Eve. My correction, I was looking at the calendar wrong. My glasses had a little smudge on. That's what it was, Scott. My apologies,
Got
viewers.
yeah. No, the 31st is a Monday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Halloween Eve. But who knows? Maybe we can do a Halloween special on the Monday. Who knows?
Maybe
Although
so.
I,
Maybe so.
although I think everybody will be trick or treating. Nobody will want to watch us, but that's okay.
Or we may sit out on the news steps of Weazel News, and maybe we
Mhm.
can get cameraman to come out here with us while we
Yeah.
give away candy to
Yeah.
passerbys.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it has been a great evening, once again, Dick. It's been wonderful to cast with you and cast for the viewers. And I do know, that we have an awesome community, and we are still open to having new members. So, right on the right on the screen here, if you are 16 or older, please apply if you have a PC, a legal copy of GTA 5, uh, and come and hang out with us. To apply, go to the Discord at discord.me/cuffs. All the information and the guide is at cuffsgaming.com/guide, and our weekly stream rotation is gonna be exclamation point rotation or in the chat. Or you can go to cuffsgaming.com/rotation. Speaking of that, Excalibur and Ace Pilot will be on Tuesday. Show them a lot of love. They are both super awesome, and we can't wait for more adventures in the city and with all of you as viewers.
That's right. And I believe it's going to be Ryle Wilson and myself Saturday night on the
Yes.
8th.
Yes,
So
and I do look forward to that. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to make it where I can ride with Dick Dastardly here. We'll see what happens. But I'm hoping that is what can happen. Just so you know.
we'll just see what kind of chaos we may come across again Saturday. We know we came across a plane crash the first Saturday I was live in the city, and
Yeah.
fires and just like it was total chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But on that note, we are going to get out of here since the next program will be coming on very soon. My name is Scott Davis, and this is Dick Dastardly. We are on Channel 13, Kuffs Weazel News, and we appreciate you being here. If you have not already subscribed to our program, definitely go ahead and do so on both of our platforms, not only mine, but also Mr. Dick Dastardly.
I still have that nickname there.
I didn't even do that on purpose either. But definitely go check out both of our platforms. As Dick will be doing some more on his channel as well. But as always, thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Good night, everybody.
Great night.
Chill. Yeah. M16.
This is unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got a foot up in the damn door, and now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on a rash report, or Casper going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard, Weazel.